Welcome to God with George Ortega. This is episode number 110, and I'm recording it on Thursday, March 25th, 2021 at 11:43 a.m. I just finished episode number 109, so this airs tomorrow night, at 5 o'clock. So I'm just going to continue talking with God. If you've been watching the show, I've stopped talking to the audience. You guys are just been relegated to like voyeurism, to just like, and I guess that's what you do. I do this. We all do this. We watch TV and we watch people, and I mean, at least this is real. Well, no, I guess like talk shows. We watch people like, talk to each other, and that's it. I don't watch all that much TV, but no, it's good. But anyway, so yes, this is the format, and I have no idea what I want to say, and I'm fine with that. And God, thank you for that. That's a gift, a gift to to go on here. I'm going to be talking for the next 27 minutes, and if it's good, fine. If it's not, that's fine also. I mean, it'll be somewhat good. How could it not be, somewhat good? But yeah, no. But I like this kind of looser format, God. I mean, it's I think sometimes even the greater insights could be had in this. No, I don't know. Maybe not. All right. What else? So yeah, 26 minutes. So, let's see. Well, I appreciate, you had me like stay in again because I was like, staying up nights, sleeping days. You had me stay in for like 2-3 days or whatever. And I finally got out last night and again today, which is nice. And had me do some food shopping earlier today, which is nice. So I appreciate that. So, all right, I got to ask you for stuff because, remember we were talking about that I don't ask you for, all right, what should I ask you? First, let's talk about the world and then narrow it down to me. Destroy, completely demolish the Republican Party. These people are evil and not very bright. I mean, they've already ruined our future for kids, grandkids, whatever. Climate change is not going away. You can blame the Republicans for that. They gave us Trump. If Trump hadn't been the president with the coronavirus, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. So again, destroy that party or reform them, all right? Make them good people, make them intelligent, instead of like these dinosaurs. Once you do that, as you do that, and they've got their counterparts all over. These are the same kind of people that that were the slaveholders, that were the Nazis, these people who think that, power is like right. What is it? Might makes right and stuff. We can't afford that anymore. And we can, it's up to you, I mean, thank you for the, I mean, like, all right. So anyway, so like, yes, once the Republicans have been like disempowered as they should be, then we can like end global poverty. Wouldn't that be wonderful, God? I mean, like so many people in Africa, that we've pretty much ignored. China's going there, maybe Russia's going there, but we've ignored them. We here in the United States, I'm sorry, we're a quote unquote great country, but we're really selfish and greedy and spoiled. We should have like ended, through trade, we should have ended poverty in Africa decades ago. We had the means. We have the means now. So let's get that done, God. And again, with the climate change, yeah, if you've got a miracle, waiting so that the lives of our grandchildren, great grandchildren are not, lives that they're just going to be dreading because like it's going to be so horrible. Unless you create some kind of happy pill that the world is like 120 degrees at night, but people are happy because like take some pills, fine, whatever you need to do it. But like we need a miracle on that, God. We need some, yeah, we need some intelligent people, intelligent politicians, honest politicians. So what else? Again, what people don't get, God, but what seems to be pretty clear to me is like this pandemic is like you're telling us, hey, the way you're treating these animals on these farms, you better stop. Because if you don't stop, we can have a pandemic 10 times as bad, to wipe out, a half of humanity. I mean, God, I don't think he's fooling around. She's fooling around, whatever. The way we're treating these animals is like, again, I've said this before, and God, you gotta help. The, you know, you're making us treat these animals this way. If I had the choice of being a prisoner, or an inmate in a concentration camp, or a slave, or an animal in one of these factory farms, I'd be an inmate or a slave, easily, because I mean, the concentration camps and slavery was horrible. But I'm sorry, what happens to animals every day, it's been happening daily for decades, is even beyond that kind of horror. And these are sentient beings. So God, I mean, all right, so like, all right, now like just some pop-up find that last video that I just did finished processing, whatever, good. So I don't think it has to, I guess, yeah, whatever. All right, so anyway, so like, yes, God, and again, like, can you get people to not be so stupid? Because like, before this God series, God, I did a series called Cell Agriculture for Pandemic-Free Future. And I'm describing 61 episodes on like, look at the evidence. Epidemics, pandemics are increasing. There are many more this decade than there were last decade, And it's, this trend is continuing. And so like, if we don't end factory farming, we are going to have another pandemic. It's just a matter of and we might have been really lucky with this. We might get a virus that's, much more deadly, much more contagious, so, I mean, while we're at it, God, I mean, like, it makes it sound like, yeah, we're stupid, we're evil and all. But come on, let's get real. I mean, like, you're pulling all the strings, Why in the world do you make so many of us be so evil, so unintelligent? I don't get that. I mean, like, yeah, you've probably created an infinite number of worlds, and this, this that I'm talking about is just the blink of an eye to you. Like, you've been around for eternity, so like, so you probably think I'm complaining about something that's just like here and gone. But no, to us, to those animals, to people, days and weeks and months and years last a long time. Look, ask any toddler, to wait 5 minutes, that can be an eternity. So it's not, I don't think it's valid to say, well, yeah, in the scheme of things, it's not so bad. I mean, yeah, if it helps, I guess, to not suffer that, then perhaps within that context. All right, God, I'm talking to the audience again. Can you do me a favor? Can you have me talk to you? And what else do I want from you? I mean, probably as there's some things that I want that are somewhat personal. And right now, I've only been doing these episodes where I'm addressing you and kind of like praying to you for about a week or so. But I hope that eventually you have me transcend that this idea of privacy. That, yeah, oh yeah, I don't want to talk about something because it's private. No, I want to kind of like be, the problem with our world is there's not enough transparency, across the board in politics, government, people. People are afraid of each other. So like, yeah. So, do me a favor, just have me just pray to you for what I want, whether it's personal or not. I mean, like, all right, what else? So, all right, I I may be mistaken about this, but I sense a change in, at least in this country. It may be that we've turned a corner, and I appreciate that. Maybe like, that, as with people and all, people like get fed up and said enough, and things change. And I think that's finally happened, like this whole Trump fiasco thing, people got fed up. No, enough. We're not going to give those people power any longer, and so it's beginning to feel that way. It's beginning to feel that the Schumer, Biden, these guys have been like pansies for so long, are finally beginning to fight, for what's right. It's a moral, virtue, courageous virtue, which they've lacked. They've lacked. And again, I keep on having to remind myself, God, because like, I should know this like cold. Shouldn't have to remind myself, but like, if I criticize them, it's just, I'm not really fundamentally criticizing them, as you know. It's like, it's you, God. It's you that haven't allowed them, that have made them be so unintelligent, so uncaring, so immorally pacifist and indifferent. And again, the Republicans are just lost. They're a lost cause. You need to completely reform that party. And actually, while we're at it, and this isn't, God, you got to end the abortions. We abort as men, and this is something that the Republicans do understand, or at least they say they do. And that makes things kind of worse. If the Democrats are the good guys and the Democrats are defending abortion, I mean, come on, where does that leave us? But for us to abort, as many lives every year as die of every other cause of death combined, that's sick. That's beyond sick. And like, with the abortion, as with animals, like, God, that like if people had to abort their own children, they wouldn't be aborting them. If people had to raise their own animals, under the conditions that they're raised in, and slaughter them and then deprive them of their, I don't think they'd do that. I mean, family farms weren't all that cruel per se compared to the factory farms now. But even so, I think, slaughtering, chickens, killing chickens and stuff, I think people would probably say, nah, I'd rather just like, go veggie, go vegan. So, all right, so I'm psyched. I've got like 14 minutes left to do this. And this is my moral obligation. This is like, my way of getting stuff done, on a spiritual level. But anyway, after this, I get to eat that. I guess I have half of that. I don't, and that's all I'll eat today, because I'm not going back to, again, I was at 168, I'm down to 159. And so I'm not going to go back up, I refuse to. So yeah, but I'll have a little lunch, and probably then you'll have me go to sleep for a while, because this is like 3 o'clock in the morning for me, I think. All right, what else? So looking around, so I don't know. What do you want? All right, God, no, it's about asking you, or should I thank you for stuff? And this is where the show gets kind of interesting. Because sometimes, no, I refuse to talk to the audience. God, I was about to tell the audience that sometimes, we just don't know what to say. And I mean, they know that. I mean, like, yeah. But I really want to keep it, laser focused on our conversation, on And I really, yeah, no. All right. So like I talked before about, being unable to talk about things that are more personal. And I really think that it may be time to just overcome that, to just be in there. I've got a coffee mug in my kitchen that says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." It's attributed to Mahatma Gandhi, I believe. And so that's, yeah, I mean, we human beings, especially the rich, here in Westchester, whatever, um, we have this self that we present to the world, and then we have this private self that's, we don't present it to sometimes even to our family and all. And yes, it makes sense to a certain extent, but to a certain extent, it's like we're all going around pretending. So God, I don't think that's all that good. I think that that basically, you know, it alienates us from ourselves. It just like, we end up pretending, our lives are pretending, for the benefit of people, of other people. We act certain ways, we act nice. We know how we are really good at acting nice, and we are really good at acting, various ways. But, we, in terms of like being truthful, no, basically, yeah, God, what I'm trying to say is like, I think that being courageous enough, to say stuff. Perfect example. All right, maybe this is time. Like I belong to a synagogue, and they have an inclusions committee that deals with people who are disabled, who for whatever reason, physical disability, emotional disability, they're not. Society hasn't created enough places for them, spaces for us, because I'm part of that, to thrive. And recently I offered to, kind of like, how gays come out of the, all right, I'm talking to the audience again, whatever. But so God, what I want you to do is basically like, so like how gays, let me just finish this, God. I gotta like explain this. Like, how gays came out of the closet. I want to kind of like come out of what's known as the quiet room. And psychiatric hospitals, it used to be called the rubber room. It's like a room with padding. So like they put people in there, and so they don't hurt themselves. They pad the whole place, whatever. So anyway, so like I thought that was a good analogy, like how gays came out of quiet, and my population has to come out of the quiet, whatever. But anyway, I haven't done much about that. And so God, I want you to, this is great, because like ordinarily I'd be talking to people, about what I know, but this is stuff I don't know. This is stuff where I'm developing, not where I'm teaching. So God, I want you to help me to be more courageous with this, to just like, you know, although I don't know how I'm going to do this if you have me talking to you and not to the audience. I mean, like if you want me to create a second show, not that I want you right now, really. I feel like taking a break. I mean, you've had me do daily shows now for it's got to be close to a year. I don't know. But anyway, but I would appreciate it. I've only got 9 more minutes of this. I would appreciate it if you would help me, make me, that's what you do, be more comfortable just, I guess, talking with you about how you made me, how you made me different from other people. Some ways I'm better than people, other ways I'm not, and the problems this causes, or the limitations. Yeah, and I gotta like, so like, and I don't, it's not, God, I don't want to offend. I mean, I called the Republicans, evil and stupid and all, and, hey, come on, Trump, give me a break. But I in general, I don't want to offend the audiences. And actually, it's interesting because very few people watch this show, probably. It's fine. But anyway, yeah, I want you to have me say things that, and that's interesting because yeah, very few people do watch this, and I got to remember that. So this kind of like, and again, I believe in transparency. I believe that we human beings, especially in the industrialized world, we have gotten so good at being actors. We act out our lives. We're not, we've lost touch with who we are, many of us. We're playing these roles. We work for a corporation. There's a corporate culture. That's who we are, or whatever. but yeah, so like this may take a while, and God, do me a favor, don't, once I out myself in various ways, although, actually, how am I going to do that talking with you? I don't know. Once I share, but no, I just don't want to regret it, because that would not be good. So whatever. But actually, no. Actually, that might be good. So just cause me to not feel regret, notwithstanding. To just say what needs to be said. And all right, so like I should get something to drink, but that's all right. I've got 6 more minutes. I can last. Yeah, no, I've got what I want you to do for me is, like, again, you've had me spend the last 30 years, my adult life, you pretty much wasted. I should have been like making money, getting married, raising a family, but no, you had me like, try to make the world better, until I realized that people are, just too evil to understand or care about stuff. And I don't blame them, but hey. But so yeah, I think what you've gotten me to recognize that working with people, communicating to people, even with the film, no, the film I think should be different. But in general, yeah, with these shows and stuff, that it's not all that effective. And with that cellular agriculture for pandemic-free future series, God, you had me, email the idea to like hundreds of media outlets, and they don't get it, and they either didn't get it or they don't care, whatever. Who knows who they have reading their email. But all right, got less than 5 minutes. Well, actually, what you just reminded me. I do want to, thank you for having me pull out my these songs that I wrote about more than 20 years ago, about 25 years ago, and so yes, what I'd like to do is perform them, perhaps. I mean, sometimes I feel that'd be a good idea. Other times I say, yeah, what am I doing this for? So I don't know. This is great. So, like, basically, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say next, and that's fine. That's the cool thing about this show, is like, it's about getting, well, and I guess maybe God, because I'm still talking to you, I'm not talking to them, because God, I think that my talking with you like this is really beneficial. It's harder. It's harder to talk with you than to talk with them. But I think, there are benefits that are beginning to accrue. And yeah, I want to thank you for that. And I hope that you will have me become more evolved, more enlightened through this process. All right, 3 minutes. So we've got, what else? Well, thank you for, I haven't been watching TV in weeks, which has been nice. But I have been catching, news, listening to news at least. I don't watch the news, but like on my phone, they will broadcast audio versions of like MSNBC and the CNN and all. And so you've had me keep, I mean, like, and thank you for, yeah, I'm still like, reading through the Times and the Post, and I subscribed to the Wall Street Journal for a while, because like for the first time they had a deal, but I'm going to cancel because like, I mean, these guys were denying climate change for decades. They'd probably still deny it if it was called on them to pay for the action. So like, I can't, so yeah, but thanks for having me understand that, God. The journal, they're into business. They're into making money for themselves. They're they're not into much more than that. All right, so I've got less than 2 minutes, and God, I think I'm a little pissed about stuff, because and that's all right. No, it's not all right, because I mean, yes, what I'd like you to do is like, God, I want you to have me listen to those first 8 chapters of Gateway to Happiness a lot, along with, Noah Weinberg's 48 Ways to Wisdom. And because there have been times in my life where I've worked on my happiness daily, like people go to the gym, work out, run, whatever. And I've in a certain sense blissed out compared to, I feel happy now, but I'm so distracted by what's going on in the world and stuff, that I haven't had the opportunity to really savor my happiness as I have in the past. So God, yes, actually, you want to know something, God? That's probably what I want. I want to talk to you a lot about that. So in coming episodes, hopefully remind me, because I know you make me forget stuff like this. So all right. So now I got to talk to the audience again. Thanks for watching. But like less than 30 seconds left. Catch this on White Plains Community Media Channel 76. If you get Optimum 45, you get Verizon every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. in the evening, and the shows are also on YouTube, and I've started also posting them to Facebook. So anyway, so thanks for watching, and God willing, I will be here again soon.